Hi everybody, welcome back to the FM24 Youth Academy Save with Folkestone Invicta, and we are diving into our second season in the Premier League, which I'm very excited about. So let's not mess around, let's get straight into the game. We're taking on Middlesbrough in our Premier League opener. Yes, hello everybody, welcome back to the Save, and fellow managers, we are still alive in the Premier League after last season's survival chances went slipping down a long way. On the final day of the season, we did stay up, and yes, thank God for that. And our season this year is actually going to start off to be with a little bit easier for survival, because Leicester have been docked 9 points already for going into administration. So we do have maybe one less team to worry about in this one. But as we reviewed last season in the last episode, if you haven't seen it, go check it out. We basically were like, we're just conceding far too many goals. Far too many goals. So we've gone through, I've looked at the Power BI. It will be coming back live on screen at some point. I'm continually tweaking it, and I want to just make sure it's good before I show it again. But I have been looking at it, and this is what we're going to be rocking for the year. It's a 4-4-2 that's a bit more defensive. So we've basically dropped our wingers back and then allowing our front two to just have complete free roam up front to do what they want. It's much more defensively solid, and I feel like it's going to work. Ignore the players that are playing in there. That was just for pre-season. That will get changed, but I feel like it should do us a solid. It should do pretty well at the back. If we look at the schedule in pre-season, ignoring a 2-2 draw with Dover, which was absolutely horrendous, we had our little tour of China where we played two smaller teams and beat them 2-0, 3-0. We beat Celtic 4-2 away, at home, sorry. The David Platt Stadium is our home stadium. I'll get onto that. We beat Celtic 4-2, beat Hansa Rostock 1-0. We beat Coventry 1-0. We narrowly lost to AC Milan 2-1 in the 84th minute. We beat Elche, and we've beaten Bognor Regis as well. But yeah, so it's a good pre-season running this new 4-4-1-1-2 DM tactic, as the game labels it. And we're trying to sit a little bit deeper, be a little bit more compact, and just launch the ball forward to our good attacking players, basically, is what we're going to do. So yeah, we're going to see how it goes against Middlesbrough today, and we'll go from there. But in terms of players leaving, obviously we can't sign any players, but players leaving, Luke Bewick has joined Blackburn Rovers for £1.9 million. Our biggest ever sale has gone through. He's been moaning a lot recently. He had a release fee of 1.9 million, and he moaned to us so much. I was like, if someone pays it, you can just go. And Blackburn paid it, so Blackburn activated that. He's dropped down from the Premier League back to the Championship, which is a bit weird, according that we stayed up and he was one of our starting players last year. But Football Manager will do Football Manager things, and Blackburn obviously have a higher reputation than us as a club, so he wanted to move there. So yeah, we have lost Luke Bewick, which is a bit of an issue at both, sort of centre-back or holding midfield. We played him at both, but when you sort of get down into it, he was good, but he wasn't amazing. The mentals were very, very good, but he wasn't quick, wasn't balanced. He was good stamina and strength. He was tall, good in the air, obviously, from corners, which was very helpful. Defensively very solid, but yeah, we'll miss him, but I don't think it's the end of the world. I think 1.9 million, paying his release fee, fine, get it done. 3 loanees have gone. Crosley, Badur and Smith have all gone out to lower league teams as well. At the back end of last year, not much happened. Garban and Ollie Lewis went out on loan. I think the Ollie Lewis one we may have touched on as well. In terms of released, Armani Dickey didn't get a new contract at right back. His technicals were just far too weak. He was coming out in the Power BI to be one of the worst, not in the top 12 of any metrics. So yeah, he has gone. Found a new club with Glentoran, which is good for him, who have quite a nice kit. I do like that kit for Glentoran. Lenny Ratton, the left back, he's gone as well. Another one that just didn't progress enough. He's gone, dropped all the way down to join Chesham in non-league, or Vanarama. And O'Neill Murphy has left as well. 19 years old, did have a bit of potential, but was nowhere near fulfilling it, and was not going to get played. In the full-back positions, we've got good players that are way ahead of him in the pecking order. And yeah, he's got down to Banbury to play non-league football for them. So not too much sort of change and overhaul in the squad. But generally, we are doing all right. You can see the loans out. We've gone through cash clauses, Luke Bewick. and things like that. We did also cash in our transfer clause for the Martin Lukaku. That gave us like about £13,000, I think we got from that one. And that's it. So there's not much else that we can do in here. We'll see if Charlotte are going to activate that fee of 190k. If they're clever, they should, because his value is 240k, so they'd be getting him relatively cheap, but we shall see. In terms of the first team squad, it's bigger this year. That's not to say I'm going to do more rotation. It's just bigger because we've got a lot of people graduating from the under-21s who are now too old to play, and our first team squad is still quite young. So we're going to see how it balances out and what happens, but I'm actually not too annoyed that it's this big. We called up a few people for pre-season to give them some run out, like Hayden Ruffles got a few more games. Looks like he could have something about him, Hayden Ruffles, and Michael Greenway, very, very quick striker that can dribble. We're trying to give him a little bit of a run out in pre-season. He actually only played 2 or 3 games, so I think he's one that we probably could drop back down to the under-21s and let him have a couple more seasons of development. So we've already got rid of one player there. Ron Brennan, we are trying to get rid of. He's got a bid on him for loans from Torquay and Burton. Adam Cross is definitely going to be dropping down the order, I think, this year. His technicals really aren't up to scratch for what we need in the Premier League. Mentally really good. He is the vice captain at the club, but I just don't think he's going to have what we need this year. But we shall see. We shall see. People that had very good pre-seasons, Jack Noble in attacking midfield, another very good attacking midfielder we got coming through the club. Looks like he's going to be one to keep an eye on for the future as well. Looks very good. Is injury prone and did pick up 2 injuries in pre-season, which is a little bit annoying, but we will keep an eye on him. John Perry-Joseph, obviously coming back from injury, has had a very good pre-season as well. He's added very consistent performer to his game, which I'm very excited about. He's obviously done very well, and he'll be getting a lot more game time this year as an 18-year-old, which is good. Danny Pearson has been called up from the under-20, or progressed from the under-21s to the senior team. He had a decent pre-season, didn't do too badly. His acceleration was pretty crucial, but we'll see. He might get a loan move out before the transfer window closes. Kadu Kuedu came back, obviously very, very good. Looks good in pre-season. Excited to see what he can do in behind the striker. Aaron O'Hara at left wing had a good pre-season because Paulinho Balberia got injured, so he had to step in at left wing and did a decent job out there, to be honest. Ryan Carson was very good. Hayden Jones has stepped up a little bit at left back, but lacks pace, lacks acceleration, lacks technicals. He'll just be a backup centre-back for us, as per usual. And Danny Taylor has stepped up his game a little bit as well. Really needs his technicals to just improve a little bit, but is now a potential Premier League standard player, up to £42 million value as well. I'm excited to see what he can do. And not only that, he brings height and jumping reach at the back post, which is incredibly good for fullbacks, because that back post cross is a very common thing in Football Manager this year. But yeah, all in all, pre-season was good. I was very happy with how it went in that new sort of more defensively solid system. Everybody's training well, morale is good. So hopefully we can go into this game against Middlesbrough on the front foot and pick up a win to start our season. Now, we're just going to clear the team here, because the other thing that we are doing this year is balanced mentality. Coming up against big teams, cautious mentality. In possession, we've got this sort of stuff. We can knock it down to control the ball a little bit more with standard and maybe shorter tempo passing. But at the moment, it's pass into space, focus play down the right and left, and obviously we play for set pieces because we're very good at them. In transition, we're still counter-pressing and counter, and we're trying to keep the ball to the fullbacks and centre-backs just so we can have a little bit of possession out from the back. Try not to just boot the ball back to the opposition straight away. But the reason we are counter-pressing, the counter I think is pretty obvious. We've got quick players. We like to push them forward and get the ball forward. The reason we're keeping counter-press on is because we've dropped our our line of engagement back to a mid block. So we're trying to really squeeze this space. A slightly higher defensive line, not ultra high. We're trying to squeeze that space. So we're stepping up a little bit more with a higher defensive line. And we're inviting crosses because our centre-backs are fucking huge at language. They're very big in the air, very good with jumping reach. So that is what we are doing. We still have the other systems we can revert back to, 4-2-4, 4-2-3-1. Very, very aggressive tactics. But that is what the plan is for this year. So let's go and see if it works against Middlesbrough. As I said, I'm feeling positive because of the pre-season that we've had. But Anthony Haynes will be our first choice keeper. Danny Taylor will be in at right back. At left back, the Power BI says that Rennie Besant is the best left back at the club, which surprises me. He's probably the best technical and mental left back, but he has acceleration 5. He's very slow off the mark. But if you see, actually as a fullback, it does say you don't actually need acceleration. If we put a fullback on support, it still says you don't need acceleration. The other player we've got that can play there, Alex Hessenthaler, again, not the quickest for acceleration-wise, but some good attributes in there as well. And it's sort of between those two, to be honest. Hayden Jones could do it as well, but he's even slower than those guys. So we will give Rennie Besant the nod. Lucas Hole is probably the standout player that will be playing there the majority of the time, but he's injured at the moment. As you can see, he's got the good physicals, good mentals. His technicals are okay, but not too bad in the right places. So he'll probably be rotating with Rennie Besant quite a lot. In terms of centre-back, as we just get rid of the unavailable stuff, in terms of centre-back then, we've got Craig Jones, who could play there. Very tall, very good at marking, decent technique in there as well, not too bad. We have Raphael Gardner, who's pretty good in there as well, not too bad. Still young at 21, listed as an important first-team player. Ryan Hogg has been called up. I probably prefer Ryan Hogg in like a holding midfield role, I think, when he's going to get some game time this year. We have, of course, Adam Cross can play left-back, centre-back and holding midfield, who we've already looked at. And Ben Rees probably is going to be now our most reliable centre-back in the team. So I think we're going to go Ben Rees on the left-hand side. And we're probably going to start Craig Jones, I think, in there, just because we're inviting those crosses and he's very good in the air. So I think we're going to go for that at the moment. Although Raphael Gardner's not bad in the air either. So we'll go for that. The two in holding midfield, it gets a little bit more complicated. So I still believe that James Barnes can do a cracking job at holding midfield. He's worth £20 million. His attributes are fine. He's actually pretty good all around. And I do like him. We've got Ellis Johnson, who's another one that looks relatively good and all round. It's that holding midfield's probably our weakest spot. We've got Lumanza, who's now 22, but has grown into a semi-decent player, not looking too bad. And of course, we've got Robert Murray, who is probably the main man to put in there at the moment. But he is very short at 5'3", can't jump, can't really run very quickly. Mentally is very good, but marking and tackling is superb. So I think Robert Murray is a bit of a water carrier, is the man. And that means it's going to influence our decision for the sort of other position. Now, I would like to play James Barnes in there, but he also can't jump. And I think having two central midfielders that are both pretty poor in the air is going to be an issue. So it sort of gives us Lumanza as our go-to player with his jumping reach of 16, because everybody else is very short. Of course, Adam Cross could play in there, decent jumping reach and balance and stamina and stuff, but I think we're going to partner these two in there to start. On the right, it's pretty obvious it's going to be Ryan Carson to start with. On the left, Balberia is now fully fit after picking up an injury in pre-season, so we'll put him starting on the left. And then we've got this front two conundrum with John Perry-Joseph, Jack Noble, Massimo Englefield, Kouedu, all looking very good. And even backing them up, we've got Ryan Griffiths, who's really not too bad. Oliver Goodwin, who burst on the scene a little bit, but has just struggled for a bit of game time recently. Technical's not improving. We'll probably let him go after this season. Ewan McLaughlin had a decent pre-season as well. Likes to play in behind the striker. Probably the best natural shadow striker we have for the role. But I just think he's just not as good as everyone else. And then, Hayden Ruffles is another one as well. So I think we're going to start with Kadou Kouedu because he won the Golden Boy. You just can't leave him out of the team. And then I think Massimo Englefield is probably the man up front because he's just so good. He's so good. Maybe John Perry-Joseph could do that role up there as well. But we're going to start with Englefield. And then we will have Joseph on the bench. We're going to have Ewan McLaughlin on the bench for that natural shadow striker position out there as well. Christian Shuebu is still here. He is still here, hanging on. He's doing a good job in there. We will go for Barnes and Johnson on the bench. O'Hara in terms of the left, because Barnes can actually play on the right as well, so that's an easy little one to have in there. We'll put Gardner on the bench. We'll put Hessenthaler on the bench, and then Michael Collins is there as well. We've got one sub left, so let's go for Adam Cross, because if we need a mentally strong leader, he can definitely come into the middle of the pitch as well. So here we go then, into the first game of the season, as O'Hara is going to pick up the number 23 shirt. And let's see how we can get on against Middlesbrough, which, again, on the face of it, you look at it and think it's an easy tie as your first game of the season. We had similar last year when our first game of the season was Reading, and we actually got a man sent off, and that's why we lost. So I feel like, what shall I say? Let's go and, I don't know what to say. Let's show everyone, show everyone what we're capable of. Pump the fists, make me proud. Come on, make me proud, and make me proud for everybody out there. Now, this is going to be a tough game. They're playing in a very defensive 3-4-2-1. We may have to remove pass into space. You can see the height that we've got. Oh, I forgot to check corners, because now that we've actually got rid of... we've sold Luke Bewick, our corners may just need adapting in terms of who is the best at jumping. Yeah, so you can see we've got Lamanza needs to go up. Danny Taylor needs to go up as well. So you've got Jones, Lamanza, Taylor. I'm tempted to... I don't know if this plays into it, but will the AI mark him because he's a right back? I think I'm going to try it. I think they'll mark Jones because he's a centre-back going up for a corner. So we'll try Danny Taylor up there. But yeah, we've got a good, strong team. We do have an aerially strong team. So I do hope we can make something of that. I think the highlight's going to be a little bit too quick, so we'll just knock them down for the first highlight that we get. But yeah, we'll see. Here is Taylor with a throw-in. Up the line to Carson. That is not a good pass, as Rossi picks it up into Maguire for Middlesbrough. Back to Aspuro. You can see we're not pressing them too high. We've got this mid-block. Maguire, ball through. And Toya is there. And Toya into the box. That's a terrible shot that goes past the post. And I'm intrigued to see how that was a key highlight. But, you know, we'll go with it, game. We'll go with it. Opposition-wise, I do just want to make sure that we're trying to stop their wing-backs from playing and getting forward. Here is Mendes on it again into Muir. Muir holds it up out to Lalamis. Lalamis is just going back to Rossi. Into Aspuro. Into Maguire. Back to Aspuro again. Out it goes wide to Ntoya. Into Maguire. You can see they are chucking him forward. Good interception from Besson. Up to Englefield. Carson. That's not a good touch, is it, Ryan? That's a terrible touch. In fact, I think this is a little bit too slow. It's a little bit too slow for me. There we go. Actually looks like people are sprinting when they run with the ball. Taylor wins it back into Jones. This could just be a highlight because I was making a few changes, but we shall see. Kuadi, ball through. Englefield's broken through. Englefield's in. Goal! It's not a highlight because I was making changes. It's 1-0 to Folkestone Invicta, and that was a lovely little goal. That's what we want. That's we drew them in and then pounced on them quickly. Kuadu picks it up. Englefield ran off the back of the defender. Terrible defending from him as Massimo Englefield fires it past McGuinness. 1-0 to Folkestone away at Middlesbrough. We will make those changes to pressure their wing-backs because I still think that's crucial. But yeah, very happy with that. You can see they're going for a four-pronged attack. The Volante will push up. Muir will drop in. The white wingers will stay wide, which gives them 4 runners, which I'm hoping our 6 at the back will sort of be able to deal with. But let's see. Besson with a throw-in. Just going to sort of take his time a bit here. Balbiero back to Besson. Gives it back to Paulinho. Balbiero cut back to Cuedo. Couldn't get his shot off. Murray with a finish. What a hit from Robert Murray. It's 2-0 to Folkestone. Delight at the start of the Premier League here for us away at Middlesbrough. What a hit from Robert Murray. I thought Cuedo may get a bit lucky here and get a shot off on his right foot, but he didn't fancy it. He is left-footed. And Murray with an absolute banger into the top corner. That is superb. What a finish that is. 2-0 to Folkestone, and Mendes has the ball now. Obviously, Robert Murray's been with us for so long, played right back, centre mid, centre back. He's done everything we've asked of him, so it's really good to see him scoring a goal. Muir puts it wide. Good block from Craig Jones actually at the back. So let's give the boys a bit of encouragement as Mayer swings in a corner here, headed away again. It'll be another corner. And stop the count. We're top of the league. As it currently stands, we are top of the Premier League. Mayer with a corner in. Maguire goes to attack it, but it's headed away well. Muir picks it up for Middlesbrough. Out wide, Besant with a good tackle again. Clears the ball down the line. This is a good start. We've got 2 goals from a 0.3 XG. Whether that's sustainable or not, I have no idea. But what a start this is for us here. Jones just taking his time. Goes out to Taylor on the right. Taylor up the line to Carson. What this formation seems to do is CONCEED he's given the ball away there, but he picks up a lot of space. He seems to find little pockets of space in that attacking midfield role. That's a good goal, though, from Catton there. And I'm wondering if just to see out this half, because I want to get there. I want to get to the half with the lead. We're going to drop to cautious and just, again, sit a little bit deeper. Try and launch the ball a little bit further up. Middlesbrough have had the better XG, but we've got the lead. That's all I'm interested in at the moment. I think there's going to be a lot of games like this where we give up chances. Balberia seems to be struggling, so let's get O'Hara on. As I said, he did well in the back end of pre-season after Balberia got his injury, so we'll bring O'Hara on. A bit more of a natural winger out there because Balberia's right-footed, so likes to drift in, which I don't mind. It floods the midfield a little bit, but yeah, we'll give him a bit more praise. We've gone and dropped to cautious. I'm still a little concerned around... Oh, they've just changed system. I was going to say the back 5 would confuse me a little bit in terms of what we're going to do going on. But here is Lamis. Throws it in. I thought we might intercept that. Mayer gets round his man. Mayer's in. He's hit the post. Haynes made himself big. And I think we're going to go back to balanced. I just feel like we might be inviting a little bit too much pressure sitting there on cautious. So Taylor not playing great. Besant's okay. The 2 wingers not playing brilliantly. So let's get Barnes on the right-hand side for Carson. CONCEED is knackered as well. So let's get John Perry-Joseph on for him. Lumans is not... I think we need experience, right? You need leadership and experience. Adam Cross coming on. Danny Taylor is injured as well, so Hesson Tyler can come on for him. That is all of our subs. With 15 minutes to go. We've used all of our subs. We've brought on our experience and our influential player in Adam Cross. They've hit the post. How is that not a penalty? They've hit the post. We've cleared it away. We're coming under the cosh. We really are coming under the cosh right now. Come on. Keep it up. We've still got the lead at the moment. Haynes with a goal kick. He's going to go long with this one. Up to Englefield. Won't win that header though. Mendes is there. Rossi into Muir. Muir to Rossi. The home team are flooding men forward and trying to get a goal. Mendes of Jones. What a header at the back post that is. Liamis into Mendes again. Cross in. Everybody misses it. Reese, what are you doing? What are you doing, Reese? Just boot it. He's intercepted the cross really well. And then just absolutely dallied on the ball. Lamis into Mendes. Mendes squares it. Reese, it's a great touch to control it, to stop it potentially going to the back post. But then he just doesn't, just use your left foot and boot it. What is he doing? Oh, what is he doing? I mean, it's deserved for them. That's shot their XG up. That must have been like 0.99 XG. But that feels like it's a match engine thing that's just... That's not what it was meant to look like in 3D, and that's how it's come across. It's not a loss. We went 2-0 up, which is really annoying to throw that away. But you didn't play as well as you could, but I'm still happy with the result. 2-2 away from home isn't dreadful. But coming up next, we've got Liverpool and Spurs in our next 2 games. And Danny Taylor's out for 9 days with the twisted knee. Robert Murray's out for 2 days with a tight calf. Englefield scores as his goal drought, competitive goal drought, because obviously he has scored in pre-season. But yeah, that is... Wow, okay. That's a kick in the teeth, isn't it? I thought I'd tactically got that nailed on. The annoying thing is that's the first 5-2-3 DM wide we've come up against. We didn't come up against one in pre-season. We came up against a 5-2-1-2, but not a 5-2-3 DM wide. So yeah, but it's not a bad start. Right, we are playing at the David Platt Stadium, which is Brighton's new home stadium. We are ground sharing with Brighton because the Harbour Arms Stadium, if we go and have a look at our facilities or our club page, it says David Platt, right? It says David Platt, but we know we're playing at the Harbour Arms Stadium because it is being expanded to 20,851. It's getting 6,950 more seats added, which I'm very excited about, and we'll be back there next season, which is very good. But for now, we are having to pay nearly £1 million a year to rent the David Platt Stadium from Brighton, which is not great. But it is a 42,600 all-seater stadium. So when we play Liverpool there, it'll be interesting to see how many fans turn up, because it's going to give us an idea whether that 20,851 is going to be enough to sustain our fans' want in the next years or so, and if we can keep on expanding the Harbour Arms Stadium, which will be pretty good, to be honest, which will be pretty good. The board are obviously happy with us at the moment. They're not really judging us on too much more at the moment. They have done coaching courses for a few more people. Liam Delap's got another coaching course. We're expanding the stadium. We've sent Trim Skjorten on a leadership course to try and make him a coach, and they've done the youth level as well, which will be ending at May this year. That doesn't make sense. 19th of May 2043. We're now in August. So that must have been done. That must have been finished, or it's a little glitch that's in there. But yeah, so they are still investing lots into the club, which is good and understandable given we have a financial balance of £87 million. So the club is moving in the right direction. It's another year, I think, where we just go for safety and try and do what we can do. I am toying with the idea of potentially doing like a 4-3-2-1, but our wingers are too good at the moment. We could, if we get in the very near future an outstanding central, like, holding midfielder who can hold this position on his own, the 4-3-2-1 I'm using in my Austin save could very well be on the cards, because it gets the best out the attacking midfielders, and we've got Kuedu, we've got John Perry Joseph. We've got so many people that can rotate in this front three. It could be very, very good. So I might try that in like the League Cup and see how it goes this year. But I don't know. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you're excited for this season. Let me know your thoughts and comments down below. If you want to become a channel member, that link is there as well. Any channel members, reach out if you want to get your name in the game, because that is the perk of being a channel member. You can get your name in the game with one of the recent intakes that we've had. And if not, I think there's one there for like £1 or $1 or something, where you can just support the channel. Don't have to get your name in the game. But thank you so much for all of those people that do that. All the support, all the subscriptions, and yeah, I'm really enjoying it. And try and catch me streaming on YouTube and Twitch in the very near future. I'll see you then. Cheers.